Hello and welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing well. Um, okay, we're back for another game, and it's like deja vu. We're doing the same shit that we were doing yesterday. It is a different venue, of course. It is at the TD Garden, and yeah, the Nets will be looking to respond after yesterday falling behind by a decent amount, and not being able to get the job done in their fight back. So yesterday we'll run through that game, but as you can see to my right, there are a couple differences here. Cam Johnson is back, Ben Simmons is out. Although that has not meant that Cam Johnson is a like-for-like swap with Ben Simmons. It's actually been Dennis Schroeder who has been inserted into the starting lineup. So it is him, Cam Thomas, Mikal Bridges, Finney Smith, and Claxton. Now, I don't know if this is a win or an L for us, but if you look at the opposing five, Sam Hauser is starting, and that's because Jaylen Brown is out. However, Kristaps Porzingis is also back. And I'm not too sure about Al Horford's status, because I do know that he was also a question mark going into this game. Al Horford is out. So Horford, Jaylen Brown out, Kristaps Porzingis back in. Peter, welcome to the stream, buddy. Yesterday, the big issue was the 31-point first half that Jayson Tatum had. We conceded 72 points in that first half to him. 72 points in total, 31 to Tatum. And then obviously, we had to really contend with basically all of their starters who went to double figures and shot the ball pretty well, aside from maybe Jaylen Brown. Yeah. Ultimately, defensively weren't too bad in the second half. However, we didn't have the firepower to get it done on the offensive side. That being said, we did have four players hit double figures, and we also had two others score 9 points. Jalen Wilson was awesome off the bench. He had 9 points and did not miss a three. He scored 3 of those. And Schroeder played 32 minutes, but he didn't shoot it too well after the first quarter. So he'll be looking to, make amends. Lonnie Walker had a decent performance, only played the 17 minutes. And it looks like he's on, injury management, basically. He will be playing, but there are 4 players on minute restrictions. Cam Johnson, Finney Smith, Dayron Sharp, and now Lonnie Walker, who obviously had come back from the injury, and you probably don't want to risk it on the second night of a back-to-back. That being said, we have an 8-day break after this, so I'm not sure I'm too for the injury management side of things and the minutes restriction side of things. They've got a good 8 or so days to recover. Mikal Bridges and Cam Thomas both shot the ball pretty well yesterday. They shot it at 50%. They both took 20 shots and made 10. And both guys made 3 or more threes. They actually shot it just a tick under 50% combined from 3. Cam Thomas yesterday talked a lot about the fact that he's not getting foul calls, which is understandable because he only had 2 free throws yesterday. Number of drives. I did see a stat that, Cam Thomas over the last 4 games has averaged 14 and a half drives and gotten 3 free throws a game. And in the 40 games prior, he had taken 1 drive less per game, but actually had 2 more free throws. So he's probably he's probably wondering where those free throws are at. But look, he's doing a lot right. I mean, he's had 4+ assists in 32% of his games this season. In the first 2 seasons, he was having 4 assists a game for 3% of the games he played. So, he's really improved in that respect. And over his last 13 games, he's averaging 25 points, having shot the ball 48% from the field, 41% from 3, 90% from the line on a 60% true shooting percentage. So he's playing superbly. And in amongst that is Cam Thomas shooting 43.5% from 3 on catch and shoots. So the more we can get the ball to him, and I'm hoping Schroeder is able to really help that cause, I think we're going to be well advantaged in terms of being able to see Cam Thomas perform the way he should. I do think, though, that there is well, the only issue with Cam Thomas performing is the defense. To have him on the court and see him perform on offense, you've got to compromise with maybe his defensive shortcomings. Now, I don't think he was awful yesterday. I think the team or the scheme actually disadvantaged him more than it being his fault, because every single time they were targeting Cam Thomas on a switch and Jayson Tatum was towering over and hitting the shots. So we've got to be better than that in terms of trying to fight over screens and just make things as difficult as possible. In the second half, we were much better. I don't know if it was because they were less aggressive in getting the ball to Tatum. They were also trying to manage his minutes because he played a fair portion of the game yesterday. He played 39 minutes, but he did have a pretty large stint on the bench. So, I don't know how many minutes they're going to play the starters tonight, the Celtics, but they all played upwards of 35 minutes. So, Porzingis is rested, but the only one who is rested. The Nets only had, 3 players who played upwards of 30 minutes. It was Schroeder off the bench, Cam Thomas, and Bridges who played 40. Finney-Smith has played 19, Claxton played 28, Simmons is out, but he played 24. And then you had Dayron play 9 minutes, Dennis Smith play 15, and Walker play 17. I don't think DSJ is a matchup for this team that we're playing today. I don't think it's an optimal sort of matchup. I think it actually would be suicidal bringing DSJ into the game because he just does not space. And I mean, we had him guarding Tatum yesterday, which is just not going to work more often than not. So, we're going to have our work cut out for us today. I do think, Boston shot the ball well from 3 yesterday. And, the turnovers ballooned in the second half for them. I think we need to be more consistent with the ability to force the turnover. And, we got to the free throw line a fair bit, partially because they were fouling Claxton and Simmons, who combined for 5 of 10 from the line. So I'm not really sure how this game's going to go today. I do back Schroeder in a starting point guard role. He didn't have a great shooting performance yesterday, but that being said, was part of that team that fought back into the game, and he was a +3 at game's end. So, that bench really did well. And look, I think Jalen Wilson needs to get run because that guy is, he's been so good from 3 recently. It's unbelievable. I think he's made 2 or more threes in his last 4 games. So he's been really, really efficient from out there. And if DFS is going to be playing restricted minutes, I want to see Jalen Wilson get that time. Although I do have a few reservations because I don't know if Cam Johnson's going to poach those minutes. And I wouldn't be surprised. Why on earth do Boston have like a weird digital AI sort of thing for the player introductions? So I'm a bit confused. Now, the last time we played in Boston, was it the first or second meeting this year? It would have been the second meeting. The second meeting we played him, we lost by 14. And, very similarly to a number of games we've played against them, it's been very incremental. They've slowly increased the lead as the game's worn on. And, you can see, you can't see, but looking at the box score, the top scorer for the Nets in that game was Lonnie Walker off the bench with 20. And he shot the ball pretty well from the field in that game. But look, no one in that game played more than 30 minutes because I think it was a blowout beforehand. Brown had 28. Tatum actually didn't shoot it well in that game and scored 23, but they had 15 from Hauser off the bench. He hit 5 threes. Pritchard had 13 points and he had 4 offensive rebounds. So in that Boston game, where we lost by 14, that's our biggest loss against them this year. They had 17 offensive boards and Cornette had 6 of them. So Cornet is actually just a really bad matchup for some stupid reason. We're about to kick things off. I've got a really sore throat, but you know what? We're going to push through it. And hopefully my efforts aren't in vain and we're actually celebrating a win by the end of this. So in case you've missed it, Cam Johnson is back, but he's actually coming off the bench. I thought they were just going to insert him straight in. Schroeder gets the starting responsibility. Finney Smith holds his spot in the 5. And for the Celtics, Jaylen Brown and Horford are out. However, into the game is Kristaps Porzingis, returning from a little injury that he sustained and couldn't play in yesterday. So I'm interested to see what Schroeder does in a starting point guard role. Yesterday, we didn't see quite as much of a meshing between him and Claxton. We saw that in game 1, but with a little bit more pressure on the ball by a very good defensive team. Things were a lot more difficult. White for 3 is short, and the rebound by Claxton, and Schroeder already hits the deck. Claxton with the board. And he'll give it to Mikal Bridges, who shoots a 3 very early in the clock, and I don't know why he's taken that. That was contested and off the dribble, which isn't Mikal's go. Hauser is well defended. Porzingis shoots the 3 and hits. And he hasn't missed a beat. Immediately knocks one down, and Porzingis is hella efficient. So efficient from the field, I believe. Thomas on the outside to Claxton, back to Thomas. There's a lot of space there to shoot it, and he's well long on that one. Good look, though. Good look. And Tatum will give it now to Porzingis. They tried the cut to Tatum, and he was able to get it. And Tatum wasn't able to score over the top. And it will be 2 free throws early on in this game. And that cut really should have been read by Finney Smith. He probably shouldn't have been looking at the man and actually at the ball, because I reckon he would have caught it. He was in the line of fire. So Tatum scored 41 yesterday, 31 of those in the first half. It fueled a 72-point scoring half for the Celtics. And so today I think the main focus is going to be, ensuring that doesn't happen first and foremost. Tatum's got a headband. Derek White's got a headband. So obviously there must have been an unlimited headband supply in the locker room, because they've all pounced on the opportunity to wear one. Claxton, they're already playing zone with Porzingis just sitting in the middle. So Claxton's going to take it in and test him out, and he doesn't get the bounce. And Derek White will push the pace. Gets into the paint, shoots with the right hand, and scores. That's a nice, nifty move. And the Celtics have gotten off to an explosive start. And Mikal is going to look to get into the offense here, but they got switchability all over, and Porzingis isn't really being tested because Claxton's a more, imposing sort of presence. Bridges misses another 3, and the Nets have not started well. Every time Porzingis plays, it's always troubling, even when he was at Washington. Here is Porzingis, who's got Cam Thomas on him. He's going to shoot in the mid-range, and he's short, so I'm actually surprised that Porzingis didn't take it in with Cam Thomas on him. Schroeder's going to drive. Claxton gets it back. Does Schroeder, and he scores with the right hand, and we're on the board through Dennis Schroeder. First shot, first make. It's taken 5 tries, but we're on the board. It's always the most difficult basket, I feel. Tatum can't shoot the 3. Hauser the roll. Picks up his dribble. The no-look to Holiday. One more to White. The rotation was late, and White hits a 3. You just got to be better than that. It just wasn't aggressive at all, that closeout. Claxton, probably needed to cover 2 players. Bit of miscommunication. The resources weren't allocated really that right. Schroeder down the middle. The scoop, and he gets it to go and hit the cameraman in the process. And he looks a little bit groggy, and Holiday just lost the ball. So a pretty unforced error there by the Boston Celtics, and the Nets will get another look to cut the deficit just a little bit. So Schroeder has scored the first 2 buckets for the Nets, so a good start by him, and now Claxton will look for a handoff somewhere. Bridges on the outside. Finney-Smith in the corner. The pump fake allows a wide open look in the mid-range. He shouldn't have taken a step forward. Should have just sidestepped and actually shot behind the three-point line. White the drive. That's just not a foul. I don't really know where the foul was there. I probably am just a little bit wrong with that. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a foul. There's a foul. So 10-4. 3.5 minutes gone. If you are enjoying this stream early on, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back after the All-Star break to do more of these. Just because there is a break, it doesn't mean that we're going to stop what we're doing and lose the motivation. I may do a video in between this game and the next one we play. Because obviously there's a sizable gap in time, so I reckon I'll do a video maybe about the deadline or the current situation the Nets are in and what the hell we're doing, which I don't think a video will answer the question, but I think it's a good debate to have. Bridges, 8 to shoot, 6 to shoot. Mikal's got to do something off the dribble and he shoots over Tatum, and that's just not a good shot. Cam Thomas barely got any touches. And those are the sort of possessions where you want him to have the ball because he can cook in isolation. Tatum's going to back down Bridges and shoot off one leg and airball it. And it's a rebound for the Nets. Cam Thomas will bring it forward. But we're finding things really difficult to get through this zone. Claxton, the roll. The kick out to Schroeder. He's got Hauser on him. The drive. Tried to get a foul and didn't get the whistle there. He tried to lean into Hauser. Holiday to Tatum. Porzingis going to back down Claxton, and that's too easy. Just was able to get him under the basket, and we're going to call an early timeout. It's 14-4. The Nets offense looking in disarray at the moment, and this is why there's a 14-4 lead. Yesterday, it started pretty well for the Nets. I mean, actually, it was really the bench who were helping this score tick over. Today, it doesn't look like anyone's remotely able, and it's probably because we haven't faced the zone. Every single time we face the zone, we always look troubled, and the Celtics have employed it from minute one, and we just don't know how to get through it. And the even bigger issue is we don't have the personnel to be able to combat that and score the mid-range shots. Our center's not big enough. I would like to see Dayron in the game a little bit earlier than usual. I know he's on a minutes restriction, but just to throw something a little bit different at Boston and see if Porzingis will get moved by Dayron, who is a more physical body. Yeah. But early on, it's not really a turnover problem. The problem is that we just cannot score the ball. And the Celtics, I mean, aren't shooting at an explosive rate, but look, I mean, they've gotten 7 from White, 5 from Porzingis. The Nets just cannot really get going. Aside from Schroeder, no one scored. And that's the percentages right there. So yeah, that's really the situation at the moment for the Nets, and it doesn't look too great out the gate. But for the Celtics, it is a different story. They're shooting it well. They've hit free throws, and they're getting some good punch. So yeah, it's just a little bit problematic. I don't know why this continues on time and time again. JV should have been able to recognize an adjustment. Or should have been able to preempt that the Celtics were going to play zone. They play zone and they play it well. Every single time, we have no fucking clue how to get through it. Well, the Nets actually are a very good turnover team in terms of looking after the ball, which I mean, that's been in the past something that we've just been god awful in. But we've actually gone under 12 turnovers in every game since like late January. So, I mean, for a team that's probably not the most talented, that's one area you can really get the leg up. But we can't really force turnovers. That's the problem. So the Nets out the timeout. It's Schroeder, who will pull up for 2 in the mid-range and is short on that one. And a board for the Celtics. So was a Schroeder mid-range on the cards out of the timeout? I don't think so. Porzingis will have to fetch the ball. He's trapped. Somehow don't get the ball. Hauser, mid-range. Yes. And they're up 12. Are we actually going to score? I mean, no one looks remotely like scoring at the moment. Bridges, pull up 2. Good defense by Porzingis. How is that not a rebound, bro? Oh, like a foul on the rebound. Pretty sure Clax was getting held. Tatum, step back 3. That looked online, but it's off. So the only silver lining about us being down 12 is that Tatum has not gotten off to a good start. But that being said, when Tatum was playing well yesterday, we actually were in touch for quite a while. So, interesting. Schroeder missed another layup, and it's going to be Nets ball. Because the Celtics weren't able to rake it in. Sharp, Johnson into the game. So maybe Cam Johnson can give us a little bit of spark off the bench. And I believe the Celtics are also making changes. Holiday off. Pritchard on. Porzingis still in. Reset is in for Sam Hauser. So Thomas off the inbounds. Picked up by White. Day'Ron Sharpe. Out to Dennis Smith, who's in the game. Day'Ron, layup is good. And that's well done. Well done. We needed that. And well, that's what I said a couple minutes ago. We need to bring on Day'Ron a little bit earlier just to hold Porzingis a little bit more accountable with that physicality he'll bring over Claxton. Obviously, 2 completely different molds of player. Pritchard on the outside will shift gears, stop and pull up. And it's just too easy where they're getting to their spots. Like, it's just, there's no resistance, really. Thomas, pull up 2, was fouled, I believe, from behind by Derek White, and it'll be free throws. So the Nets struggling early on, but the free throws will be one area you can really get into this game. Or help yourself ease into the game, especially when the shot isn't falling. So Thomas at the line. He makes the first. So I believe that's the first points for Cam Thomas in this game. I really would have loved to have seen Jalen Wilson get in the ball game. I believed Finney-Smith was in before. Walker checks in, I believe, for Finney-Smith. 18-7 the score. Thomas's second free throw is good. So our first free throws are converted tonight. And different story to last night, I will say. So Day'Ron picking up Porzingis right on the outside, not making anything easy there. Tatum remains in. Cross court. Day'Ron just got lost. And Porzingis just cut to the basket. Day'Ron was in no man's land with that one. Porzingis is fucking troubling every time. He's a nightmarish matchup. Oh my god. JV is irate with this decision, or he's had a walk all the way to the edge of his restricted area. Just let's have a look. What? That is not a foul, bro. That is... Mate, how many times is separation created by the opposition and they don't fucking call it? What a joke. That's too easy again. Bro, Tatum Porzingis, that partnership has been lethal. We've got no answer inside. Walker to the corner for Dennis, and now Johnson gets in the paint. Dennis in the corner. DSJ is not a good matchup for this sort of game. Not at all. Johnson, Walker for 3. That's an incredibly tough look. He had to... Oh my god. He had to really, like... He had to take it from, like, right at his ankles up. (22-8), the score. God, how does a team score 8 points? I don't care who you're playing. Yesterday, we had no issue. We scored 30 in the opening quarter against this mob. If you're telling me Porzingis is the anchor that they need, well, I didn't think that was going to be the case. That's another easy 2 for the Celtics. And another timeout. Bro, how the fuck does this happen this early in the game? Like, 24-8, bro. And it's just been easy again. I just had an ad pop up. Yeah, I just chucked them on. I just tested it out. They're not going to pop up like super regularly. I think I put it for like every half hour. So there'll be like an ad every half hour, but that's all. I did it for a few games earlier in the year, turned it off, then put it back on today. Just as a little test run. So, I mean, I've got the feature like enabled on my channel, so I might as well use it, right? Okay. Well, it's pretty simple. You're allowing them to shoot 69% from the field. And there's no two ways about it. You're not turning the ball over, or you're not forcing turnovers. Porzingis has scored 9. Derek White has scored 9. It's just been too easy. I have no other way to put it. And then from a Nets perspective, when you have 4 players in the starting lineup who have not made a field goal, there is always going to be an issue. We're shooting 21% from the field. And on threes, like, don't have a sniff. You know what's ridiculous, right? What is ridiculous is, if we employed a zone, we would give away wide open threes all the time. The Celtics employ the zone and do a fucking damn good job of it. I say this time and time again, when we employ the zone or we blitz players, it is the most half-assed attempt at it that I've ever seen. It is so ineffective, it's unbelievable. So, look. Right now, the team is really struggling. I mean, there's just no way to put it. No other way. The offense really isn't that inspiring at all. Sort of ridiculous, to be honest. So, the Nets trail by 16 in the first quarter. The only silver lining for me is that it's the first quarter. So if there is a fight back in this team, we can afford for it to be a little bit more gradual. So 24-8. Bro, how the fuck are the Celtics shooting 70%? We're shooting 21%. That is a staggering disparity there. And all they do is they just sit Porzingis in the middle and it fucking works for them. Walker, pump fake, open mid-range look, he misses. So even he was hitting those yesterday and he can't hit. Tatum. Oh my god, it's tiresome, these fouls, man. I mean, the foul was there, but it was a nothing foul to give away. So, 24-8, the Celtics will trigger in. Nets have got Thomas, DSJ, Johnson, Walker, and Day'Ron Sharp in the game. I don't know why they're not playing J-Dub. Bridges back in. So Johnson is playing the 4. We know how this ends. Offensive rebound's going to be given away to Premium. Tatum spins on DSJ, gets into the paint, and just finger rolls it. It's just too easy. It's just... It is just terrible defense. And yesterday, the 72 points they scored in the first half was scored with the same ease. Walker steps back. It's an open look, and he finally knocks one down, so we cracked 10 points. Fucking celebrate, lads. We've scored 10 points in 9 minutes. Everything is good with the world. Tatum. Pritchard for 3. That rattles out. The rebound by Sharp, and now Walker will bring it forward for the Nets. So it looks like we're playing a bit through Walker, trying to attack the basket. He misses the layup badly, but Walker swoops on the rebound as it ricocheted off the glass. Johnson looking for Bridges. They'll give it to Dayron. Johnson will get it back. Gets into the mid-range and pulls up. And he hits back on as well. Too many mid-ranges being taken. I understand Porzingis is sitting under the basket, but you've just got to test him. Tatum for 3. That is a tough look, and it's going to graze out of bounds. So Tatum has really not found his groove today. In the game is Jordan Walsh for the Celtics. And he's the rookie. The late second round rookie for the Boston Celtics. I can't imagine he's played too many minutes, but watch him go off for about 15 points today. I can see it happening. We've got a foul off the ball, and I think it was Walsh holding Bridges. It took a whole 5 seconds for him to pick up a foul call. So inbounded here by Cam Johnson to Sharp. And now we look for Bridges. Johnson was a cutter on, but the pass was not done. And now Sharp gets the offensive board. The drive by Walker, and the scoop is good. So those are going to be the sort of shots we need to take. Yes, we've scored 12 points, but the way you're going to beef it up is you got to add that rim pressure. Everything else will happen for you. How on earth? Oh my God. That is excellent defense by DSJ. I thought we weren't going to get the steal there and force the turnover, but DSJ pressuring Tatum at the half-court line and then lost the ball, got it back, but then was hit with the over and back. So the Nets, late in this first quarter, doing some nice things. Sharp across court to Bridges. Screen. Bridges into the paint. Oh my God, Mikal, every fucking time. And then Walsh saved it. It was nearly out of play because the pass was intended for Tatum, but never ended there. Pritchard on the outside. Bounce pass behind the back to Porzingis. Yes! Oh my God. Johnson into the paint. Back out to Walker. We just got no idea what we're doing on this side. Walker. It's just like a simple pick and roll. It's just like every single possession is a single pick and roll. It doesn't work, and then you've just got a random pass to the corner. Like, there's nothing inspiring about that. Walsh has picked up 2 personals in about 1 minute. I don't know how they're not in the bonus, because he's committed 2 fouls in the last 3 minutes. I think it's the last 2 minutes, though, the ruling. Walker's missed another one. Really about to go a quarter with only 12 points to our name. Fucking embarrassing, really. Tatum. Porzingis. Well read by Sharp as they were looking for the cutter, which was Tatum. Walker to the corner for Bridges. Does not hesitate, and he hits. And Mikal has been lights out when hitting corner threes and also when hitting catch and shoot threes. So best believe if you combine the two, it's going to be lethal. The Celtics up 14. An opportunity to get the lead up. We execute the 2-for-1 well. Pritchard. Pass to the corner for Tatum. It's Johnson guarding him on the outside. It's too easy of a drive. And it was hacked by DSJ. Cam Johnson cannot allow that drive that easily. You've got to try keep him out, force him out, shelter that driving lane. We're just not doing that. It's just an easy bypass every single time. So Tatum at the line, and this is where he's actually, well, found a little bit of success in a game where he hasn't shot the ball at his usual best. He does miss the first free throw, though. 8 seconds left in the first quarter. The Nets trail by 14, and now they trail by 15 with that make. So Tatum splits the pair. The Nets need to get a score here to well, close out the quarter nicely. But what the fuck, man? What the hell are you doing, Dennis? Oh my god, he had 8 seconds to pass the ball, and he's fucking done nothing with it. What an embarrassing end to the quarter. 30-15. Tennis scores, basically. The Nets trailing because the Celtics have doubled the amount of points that we have. And it's off the back of, well, this box score happening. No net has got more than 4 points, and we're shooting 26% from the field. Bridges making that 3 in the final minute was the first one we made in the entire game. Even though we've looked after the ball, it counts for jack shit if you can't actually score it. So, overall, this team has really struggled on the offensive side of the ball. It's had a knock-on effect on the defensive side. Porzingis has got 12, and I knew that was going to happen because he is just hella efficient against us, and the Celtics are shooting lights out. It's actually a miracle we're only down 15. I feel like we actually got even more dominated than that. So, yeah, that's really the situation, to be honest. Yeah, I guess the only silver lining is we've taken 6 more shots than them, even having had 6 less rebounds. You know, we've forced a couple more turnovers, but even still, you know, this team is just getting absolutely cooked. Do I know what the answer is? I don't know, and that probably means JV also doesn't know the answer either. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new, so you are notified when I go live next, and that'll be after the All-Star break. The first game back is Nets Raptors, and we'll be here to do the full play-by-play call. Let's have a look what people are saying. No priority to get CT shots. I know. Voice crack. This may be a bigger loss without Ben. Ben is a huge piece. Huge piece. I really don't know why. Why the fuck we rested Ben today. Yes, I know injury management, but we have an 8-day break after this. We've been rubbish at the moment. Brown's not even playing. Tatum is 5 points. Kristaps is cooking. He's just a terrible player we deal with every single time we play any team with Porzingis in it. We always struggle. Bridges knocks down the wide open elbow jumper. And those looks are going to be on offer. If they're going to play zone, they're going to play drop coverage because Claxton, Dayron can't shoot. Cornet and Porzingis are just going to sit in the middle. Porzingis did play the entire first quarter, so, well, that's just a terrible contest by Cam Thomas. But a miss by Walsh, and now Thomas needs to cook. He needs to cook. He's got Derek White on him, so a tall order. Walker's ready to shoot on the outside. Thomas hung and basically airballed it. I don't know why he didn't pass the ball. White down the middle. That's just too easy. Again. Like, that's just aggressive. It's like, come on now. Like, I could play the same level of defense. Schroeder wanted a call, didn't get it. And he's too busy having a chat with the ref that he hasn't gotten back on defense. White cut to the basket and found the open man. And that's just too easy. Again. It's just too easy. Yet again. Walker. The pass to Bridges. Screen by Claxton. Bridges gets into the paint and kicks it out to Thomas in the corner. Now Walker, the hesitation, and he was hit with the travel. Oh my God. So we've already had a couple turnovers in the quarter, which is just excellent news for a team that's already down 17. Walsh, Hauser ready to fire, and that's long, but guess what? There's no Claxton inside because he's too busy guarding the perimeter. White for 3, the second chance. That is... what? I thought there was a push there, but apparently they don't want to call that shit, and Cornet was able to tip it up and in. This is the problem when you got Bridges playing as the 4. We've got Jalen Wilson on the bench who's been hitting threes lights out, and we haven't given him 1 minute. Fucking joke. Thomas airballs another shot. Holiday cross court to Hauser. The drive down the middle. Good cut by Holiday, and doesn't get the bounce. The board by Claxton. But man, we've got to turn these stops into makes on the other side. It's not good enough to just continue to fuck up. Walker misses another 3. That's just another low percentage look. On the move 3-pointers. Come on now. White the drive. The pass. How was that nearly worked? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. We nearly made an absolute meal of that. Walker and Bridges didn't want the ball. Nearly turned it over. And then Cam Thomas misses the corner tray as we go up the other end. There's a lot of open looks, but it's just... fucking hell, this is actually dire. White from way downtown puts one up. It's off. Same result because Bridges is the 4. No one can box Cornet out. It's another fucking 3-pointer. You're not going to win games if you have fucking Mikal Bridges playing at the 4. It doesn't work. And then you've got Cam Thomas and Schroeder as your backcourt rotation. They can't box out. Mikal just lost the ball. Walsh gets the steal. Lost the ball. Bridges was able to rake it in. Schroeder with the knockaway. My God. Walker. Like, look at this zone defense. It's so quality. Oh my God. Another air ball. What the fuck is going on? Walsh blows the layup. What a fucking abysmal watch this is. Schroeder had an open 3. He passed it up to Cam Thomas, who missed the 3. Claxton gets the board and can't move Holiday, which is sort of embarrassing, and then chucks up a miss on the hook shot. Oh my God, everyone is putting up a fucking rotter of a performance. You got an 8-day break after this. It doesn't look like we have any form of urgency. You're getting cooked by Derek White, bro. It's fucking embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing, bro. Make a fucking statement, JV. Seriously. Or even better off, Sean Marks make a fucking statement. Make an example out of JV. How do you let these coaches run? You had less of a, you gave Kenny Atkinson less of a leash, and he was better than this. Far better than this. It's fucking embarrassing. What's your guess for the total Nets points by halftime? Mark my words, we will score 35. If we're lucky. That's my call. 35 if we're lucky. That would be 20 points in the quarter. We, at the halfway point of the first quarter, had 6 points, right? It actually looks like we're going to end up with less points than we had in the first 6 minutes of the opening quarter. We've only scored 2 points in nearly 5 minutes. In nearly 5 minutes. Bro, I actually think this is impressive. It is actually impressive how many shots we've fucking missed. Like, and they've not just been misses. They have been bad misses. There's been air balls left, right, and center. Why the fuck are we not playing Jalen Wilson, bro? Fuck's sake. Does my head in. It's just like, how do you let this run for so long? Like, we don't have a team this bad. I refuse to believe it. The defense should not be this bad. The offense should not be this bad. God damn. Look, I'm going to watch this game only because we don't play another game in 8 days. But you know what? That's probably a blessing in disguise, isn't it? Jesus Christ. This is so fucking sad. Bro, Lonnie Walker looks like the only bloke who has a little bit of urgency about him. JV's trying anything at this point. He's brought Watford in and Wilson. Here is Wilson to the corner for Johnson. It's an open three. It's off. That, simply put, is a good look that we just continue to not hit. Holiday, the kick out to Hauser. That is too open. One pass away. How many fucking times are you going to make that mistake? Oh my god, this fucking defense on this team is hideous. I don't know what he's drilled into this team defensively. It is fucking embarrassing. And we've turned it over again. Oh my god. Sack this coach. I don't care if it's Boston, man. I don't care if it's Boston. Yes, we're mid, but we shouldn't be this bad. Even mid teams will go toe-to-toe with opposition like this. This is just downright embarrassing. Pritchard the cross and three. Oh my god, they've hit another one. And Sean Marks had the audacity to say this team is a team fit enough to be competitive. My ass, as long as JV is the coach. It's embarrassing, bro. It's just embarrassing. And we're going to have another shot clock expiration. Oh my god. There's just no way we're this bad. Oh my god. And they're missing probably their second best player. Oh my god. Are we saying that Ben Simmons is this much of a needle mover? My goodness. Oh my god. I can't fucking believe this. Tatum over Watford. Alright, you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? So 49-17 the score. Can you believe that? We've still only scored 2 points. They've scored 19 in the quarter. This is what happened a couple games ago against, who was it? That scored 21 consecutive? Wilson, the drive. Puts one up and another miss. What was the game where we conceded 21 points in a row? Cleveland. Yeah. Cleveland was that game. Tatum kicks it out to Pritchard. Oh my god. Tatum picked up by Watford on the wing. It's a step back three. It's going in. Nope. It's an air ball, but guess what? We didn't get the rebound, and Tatum hits a three. You can't make this up. This fucking team, bro. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. We finally scored a bucket. I cannot believe this. 4 fucking points in 8 minutes of action. This cannot be scripted any other way. Stop fucking persisting. Stop saying this team's fucking competitive. Look at the scoreline. Oh my God, we got blown out by the Bulls by 40 last year and it wasn't even this bad. Wilson to Johnson to Smith. It's an open three and he hits. Fucking embarrassing. 22 fucking points in a half. And yet the offense remains the same. I swear to God, if 8 days later, when we watch this team play Toronto, I swear to God, if the team is playing the same offensive crap as they do every single game, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. Even rebuilding teams have a fucking purpose. Dennis and Claxton have combined well on a couple consecutive buckets. I don't give a shit. We're down 31. Fucking embarrassing, bro. And what does JV do? He brings on Day'Ron Sharpe the minute Claxton starts scoring buckets. What a fucking joke. Dennis is left open for another 2, and he's hit another bucket, and what a luxury for Boston. They can just call a timeout down 29 after we've gone on a 10-0 run or whatever it is. Fucking embarrassing. Jesus Christ, there's no other way to put it. This team just, oh my God. How did I pick? Of all 30 franchises in the damn NBA, I picked the Nets, bro. How? How? For fuck's sake, bro. Mate, if this coach does not get fired, you might as well swap out every single one of our players with local YMCA players. You might as well. You are gonna get the exact same ceiling out of them than you would with this rotation. As long as JV is here. If we played the Spurs 82 games, JV would probably win or coach the team to maybe 60 to 70 wins, right? But that's not what happens, right? You got to play these good teams. Every single time we play a good team, always fucking stumped, clueless, doesn't know how to coach the way through. You've got teams like Miami who, look, their team isn't the greatest regular season team, but every single game they're in. Am I saying that we've got more talent than the Heat? No, I'm not. I'm just saying that they've got players on that Miami team who are lesser off or less competent than the better oppositions they play. They still are in the games. They still win the games. Even the Hawks. The Hawks have plenty of games where they're in the contest. It's just, like, it actually, it baffles me, right? It just baffles me how this team can continue with the same fucking coach that just doesn't have a clue. Like, I've had it. It's, the players can only do so much. This playing group doesn't have a clear number one. You need a good coach to get the best out of them. Because a lot of them are playing roles that they're not accustomed to. You need a good coach to help him out with that. This coach doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It's like they're on the battlefield, however, they've been given like water guns or some shit. Like, they've been thrust into guerrilla warfare and they've been handed water guns and like, I don't even know what else. Like, toy swords, basically. Like, it's just like fucking ridiculous how shit it is. Like, whose idea on this coaching staff was it to tell your players to help defend one pass away. Like, the amount of times where one pass away, we help defend and thus leave them wide open. They can make a simple pass. We don't blitz them. Don't affect the pass. It's an easy wide open three because no one rotates across. It's just an embarrassing defensive scheme. Porzingis is doubled. Tatum, Pritchard. Gonna try crossover Day'Ron Sharpe. Reverse layup is good. Fucking hell. Swatted by Cornet. So why can't Day'Ron Sharpe block Pritchard on one end, but then DSJ gets swatted by Cornet on the other side? Oh my God. This coach, I mean, some things you can't help, but bro, this coach has to be, I honestly think he's the worst coach in the NBA. He has absolutely no idea. It is the exact same as Steve Nash. Good because you have 3 superstars on your team that can... Yeah, you have 3 ridiculous players on your team that can mask your flaws. Pritchard scores another 3-pointer. Fucking infuriates me. I hate this. This is embarrassing. I would put, like, I would do my best to go into hiding after this. Like, I would not want to show my face in public. If I was a Nets player today, or if I was JV and I was out in public in the New York area, I would not want to be seen. Oh, of course, Day'Ron hits a 3 in the corner and he's got his toe on the line, on the sideline, or his heel, whatever the fuck you want to say. You can't make it up. Everything is going wrong. Jesus Christ. Now, no, guys, I just want you to... White hits another 3. It's just chalk and cheese, isn't it? Now, I just want to say, every single one of you in this chat right now, remember you are not alone. Vent as much as possible in the chat. I am more than welcome to read your chat messages because I think the only way getting me through this is you lot. I think that's the only thing getting me through. Because I realize I'm not alone in this. This is embarrassing, bro. Make sure to drop a like, just as, like, out of sympathy. Just another easy layup. I cannot believe this shit, bro. Smith chucks one up from half court and misses, and that's the half. Well, I said we're going to score 35 if we're lucky, and look at that, we've scored 32 and a half. This is very, 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 very bad. We shipped off 38 points that quarter. And, my God, we got annihilated. And you know what? JV is not the kind of coach that would go at his playing group, but that's exactly what's needed. You need a coach that tells your team this is not okay. I don't want to hear the bullshit excuses post-game. We tried, but they were too good. Rubbish. You're down 36. That screams embarrassment. And embarrassment would put it lightly. And I'm going to look at the box score and not say anything. And you simply... all you need to do is just look at it. Look at it in all its glory. Just look at the box score. Look at who scored the points. Look at our percentages. Just amazing stuff. I mean, look at the diversity. No one's got more than 5 points. No one's taken more than 7 shots. The selfless brand of basketball we want to play. And you know what? Like, I mean, we just thought let's take a few more mid-ranges today. Like, look at the amount of shots. Look at the shot chart. There is no consistency in shot. The amount of mid-ranges we're taking and not maked, it's just embarrassing. Look at all the X's on that shot chart, bro. Look at all the X's. What the fuck is this? This looks like me if I went to a local court and shot 50 shots uncontested. This is my result right here. This should not be what an NBA team does. 30% from the field. I don't know what's worse. Shooting that badly from the field in 3, or when you look at the opposition, looking at how they're shooting the ball. I don't know what's worse. I really don't know what's worse. Bro, they've got 19 from Derek White. It is embarrassing that you've let him cook like that. And Porzingis has got 15. Looked passive. Tatum's only scored 12. Hasn't needed to do shit. Because, I mean, look, he's a plus 28, 21. Derek White is a plus 38 and he's played 17 minutes. That is embarrassing. And then you've got Cornette play 9 minutes. He's a plus 22 and got 7 rebounds. Come on. Some people will say it's Clax's fault. He doesn't rock up. Some will say it's Mikal's fault because he didn't rock up. Cam Thomas hasn't scored a field goal, so let's not rule him out of the equation either. Bro, no one is immune to criticism today. No one. 0. No one. But it starts with the coach. If the coach isn't ruthless, your players aren't ruthless either. If your players aren't willing to fight for you, this is the result you get. I actually thought that starting 5 would do good things. And I'll tell you what, if we had another coach, I think it would be a different result. Who the fuck puts players on a minutes restriction when they've been back for like 4 games? What are you doing? What a shambolic state to be in today. Far out. I mean, lads, I want you to share your thoughts in the chat. I'm going to read as many of them as I can, and I will have a chat to you about all this. This is ridiculous, bro. Jalen Wilson plays great last night and has size against a big Celtics team. JV decides to bench him tonight. 100%. It's just so flawed. Still not convinced our squad are refusing to play for JV. I don't even think it's that. I think they're trying to play they're trying to play with the system they've been given. The system is trash. What team in the NBA helps or plays help defense, right? Or applies help defense 1 pass away and then doesn't rotate across to compensate? It doesn't make sense. That's JV's motto. As soon as one of our players starts scoring, JV replaces him. JV has said a lot of things that does not hold up with what we're seeing. Nets equal the WNBA. I tell you what, we get absolutely walloped by any one of the teams in the WNBA the way we're playing. Seriously. This is not good for one's mental health. The sooner you accept it, the sooner you accept that we're not good against good teams. Yes, we may beat the Spurs. Yes, we may beat the Wizards, but we're not going to beat the Celtics. We're not even, like, this is how far off the mark we are. There are no two ways about it. This is how far off we are to being good. And for the higher ups, the players, the personnel higher up in the hierarchy, for them to say that we have a competitive squad, well, if you're settling for a competitive squad against the Spurs, well, then you're settling for mediocrity. It's really simple. I live in Brooklyn, and from what I'm hearing, his job is not safe going forward. Well, I mean, the job should have never, this is the problem, right? It is an issue because this team is not willing to let go. Now, I actually did a podcast episode, which actually the audio stuffed up, so you never got to hear it. But the The two issues with this organization is acceptance and accountability, or the lack of. This team cannot accept the position they're in. With that, you would accept the fact that JV is not the coach. You have to accept that he's not the coach. He's not the coach to take you forward. He's just not. He doesn't he compromises development, partially because the roster construction means that you sort of have to do that, because you have to play guys like Finney Smith, because he's a roster rotational player, but Jalen Wilson sitting on the wings, not getting time, and he probably deserves it. And Cam Johnson's also in the way. So it's like, well, you've only got so many minutes and too many players. But that being said, you have to have a player that's going to be embracing. It starts up the top. You can acknowledge, and I said this to someone on Twitter, you can acknowledge that Sean Marks has had a good period, whilst also acknowledging that he's having he's having a stinker at the moment. Because the roster construction is not optimal in the sense that there's too many good players on this team that aren't getting minutes. And equally, he's just holding on to this coach. We're fucking screwed if he thinks that JV is the guy to take us forward. Someone in the post-game presser has to absolutely be on JV's hammer and just say, how the fuck do you let this team lead by 36 in a half? This wasn't over a game even. And a 36-point loss in an entire game is a bad thing. This is the worst half I've ever seen from this team. And we had a bad half against Chicago last year. That was bad. But this is even worse, I think. Even though we're playing Boston. If you're telling me that Ben Simmons, of all people, is the needle mover that actually prevents this from being a 36-point game, my God. This is also what happens when you revolve your entire system around Ben Simmons and you don't train for anything else. It's all good and well to have Ben Simmons leading your offense as plan A, but you've got to have a plan B. You've got to have a plan C. Like, it's just like, there is no plan B. Every time we get hit with the zone, you have beaten the Brooklyn Nets. Because every single time this team doesn't know how to work through it. They don't have the players to work through it. They don't have the coach to help them work through it and make the adjustments. They made Luke Cornett look like Shaq. Yep. I mean, they've made players... they've made everyone look good. I promise you they're not as good as this. I promise you. I promise you Derek White is not a 19 point per half sort of player. We have... Look, if I actually had to deal with the Nets defense, I reckon I could score 20 points in a half. It actually feels that easy. What coaches are available now and who do you think will be available for next season? A lot of people on Twitter have been saying Jared Dudley. If we're going the rebuilding route, I don't mind that, but you need someone with a bit of oomph. I think Jared Dudley is that sort of player because he was a bit fiery as a player when he was with the Nets. I don't care who you get. You need someone that'll prioritize the future, number one. And number two, has an identity in place. JV has an identity, but it's false. It's fake. It's fraudulent. It doesn't exist. To say that we have to play hard. We have to rebound. Well, where is it? It doesn't exist. What you're preaching doesn't exist. And the minute you preach something that doesn't exist, your players are not going to buy into that because they don't believe that it is true either. They don't believe it's true. If I can see that it isn't true, then the players have to see that it isn't true. The players do have a bit of leverage, though. They need to be the ones that set the tone. But that being said, it's just not acceptable. It's just not acceptable. What could be worse for a skilled player to have a coach who has no idea how to utilize your skills? JV is an absolute player killer. It's not even... It's just he does not position anyone to play well. Why the fuck is Dennis Smith Jr. taking shots late in the clock when you have Cam Thomas on the court? Like, I don't know if that's a JV problem or a player IQ problem, but there's no accountability. The players that got us into this rut continue to play. Honestly, you would think that I've gone a little bit ham with the scoreboard. You would have actually thought that I'm taking the piss, and I just spammed like the key for the Celtics score, or I just didn't add any points for 15 minutes for the Nets. No, this is the exact score. This is the exact score. 68-32 at the half. Wow. What more can you say? I can't say nothing else. The minute this team accepts where they are, what coach they have, and the future that they need to embrace, that's when the team moves forward. That's when the team moves forward. We're grasping onto something that doesn't exist. The system doesn't exist. Us being competitive against good teams, that's the teams you're playing in the playoffs. Good teams. And it's pretty simple. We're not competitive against the good teams. I can imagine on Twitter, it is absolutely blowing up. It will blow up. It's bad. And I tell you what, like, there is just, I continue to refuse that the team is this bad. I just continue to refuse it. I don't believe it. And the fact that we've got minutes restrictions, what the fuck are you doing? Minutes restriction. Like, actually, fuck off. This does my head in. Oh my god. I don't really know what coach you bring in either. We need an external party to make the decision for sure. I'm scared we're going to just get another bum coach who has no coaching record. Some people on Twitter say Kevin Ollie, the assistant. I don't really know how that is any different to signing Jacques Vaughn. Because what if Kevin Ollie does well? Then we sign him on a permanent basis, and that interim period was actually a false dawn. I can fully see that happening. I don't want him to do that. Bring back Kenny. I would actually bring him back. I'd bring him back. Seriously, I would actually bring Kenny Atkinson back. We've started the second half. Let's see who we've run out. The same five. God, I don't know what to expect from this team in the second half, man. Why do I put myself through this? Schroeder for 3. Rims out. Look, I say this time and time again about games where we get smoked. White has hit another fucking 3-pointer. I cannot believe how easy it is. I cannot believe how easy it is, and you tell this team that they're ruthless. Or you act as if this team is ruthless and plays with competitive edge. They just don't. Against good teams, they don't. Last year it was a different story, actually. But I feel like, well, Tatum hits another three. You know what I'm going to do? I got a great idea. Guys. And this is, oh, mate, this is going to be a cracking, not interview, poll question. How much will we lose by today? And this is, I didn't think I'd ever need to make this. I really didn't think I would ever need to make a poll with these sort of responses. There is just no way. I'm very interested to see what you say. I'm really going to enjoy this poll as well. Bro, Boston have hit 3 threes in 1.5 minutes, bro. You know how embarrassing that is? You had a full 15 minutes to regroup and you've conceded 3? Hold on. Oh my God, we nearly hit a fourth. Or they nearly hit a fourth. You've conceded 3 threes in 90 seconds after having a 15 to 20 minute phase to regroup. You know what that tells me? That tells me that this team did not get that spray that they desperately needed out the break. We've responded with 2 threes. I do not care. We're down 40, or we're down 45. Look at Schroeder, just like, he's not even on his man. 1 pass away. Not impacting the play. Like, that is a system destined for failure. Every single time we do it. Defense was good until we came up against Boston. Tatum, airballs are 2. Porzingis is actually not starting the second half, which is odd. How long has Kenny been out of the game? Well, Kenny hasn't been out of the game. Like, it's not like the time he hasn't coached us. Oh my God, Schroeder nearly gave away another offensive board. All the time Kenny's been not coach of our team, he's either been in coaching discussions for other teams, or he's been on the Warriors assistant team. I think he was with the Clippers as well. So he's been on 2 pretty good coaching staffs. Was it the Hawks? I don't know. It's been a couple of teams he's been on as an assistant. Claxton scores off the window. And amazingly enough, we've already scored 8 points in the quarter. You know what? It took a whole, 8 or so minutes to get there in the first quarter. And then it took even longer in the second quarter. Hauser for 3. That's off as well. So they've missed their last few. Schroeder gets the rebound. Cross court. Bridges is open in the corner. The pump fake. Wide to Schroeder. Finney-Smith up top. That's off. Claxton will get the offensive board again. Schroeder. Claxton back to Schroeder, the give and go. And the layup was no good. And he lost his shoe in the process. So it's a 5-on-4. It's going to be another open 3, I think. We cover it well until the very end where Tatum cut to the basket and it was an easy 2 under the basket. So the only silver lining I can extract out of this, I keep saying silver linings. The new silver lining is that we know the game's over. So we don't need to worry about them potentially coming back into the game. But we've scored 10 points in the quarter already. Got a steal. Thomas to Finney-Smith, the drive. He got rid of Derek White and scores off the window. So it was 45 early in the quarter. The Nets in the last 3 minutes have gone on a 12-2 run. So Tatum to Holiday. Screen and switch. Tatum. Help defense. No rotation. Hauser wide open for 3 and he hits. It actually, I think, is the worst defensive scheme in the whole league. Because the amount of times you allow wide open threes by applying an ineffective blitz is unbelievable, man. The Celtics got the long rebound. They ran in transition. The pass was a little bit wayward, so Tatum has to roll it back out. He's going to be guarded by Schroeder. Shoot the three. It's off. And a rebound for Claxton. Schroeder will pass it out to Finney-Smith. Drive. And we'll get fouled by Cornet. It's going to be a couple of shots for Finney-Smith. I hope we lose by 100 so that action will be taken about our coaching situation. Well, it just has to happen. Just has to happen, man. And it looks like we're going to get a timeout. If you are enjoying the stream, more so you're enjoying the therapy of, or that this stream potentially provides for you, make sure to drop a like. And subscribe if you're new, if you want to come back, so you can have a bit more therapy. No, I'm not qualified as a psychologist, but the pure fact that I support this team means that you probably can relate just a little bit with regards to how bad this team is. At least we're still loyal to the team. That deserves at least a medal. Well, yeah, it does. It does. I cannot believe more people in the poll have put 50 to 60. We're going to lose by 50 to 60 points. That's how much of a lack of faith we have. It's just unbelievable, isn't it? And you know what? I have to thank you lot. I have to thank you because even still, we have maintained a consistent amount of viewers in this stream, even though the game is done. Now, in previous games, or in previous years, I guarantee this number would have been in single digits. You all would have thrown in the towel and just been like, I don't want to think about this team. But now we're using it as a little bit of therapy, if that makes sense. So I appreciate you lot for being here, because even though it's not a high amount of viewers, it is, well, it's a small ass community, all suffering the same way. When I went to Barclays to see us play the Heat a couple of weeks ago, there were more Heat fans than Net fans. I think that was always going to be a problem if you don't have stars, and then, like, this team is still a very, very young, or sorry, this franchise is still very, very young in its infancy stage. Yes, there were jersey supporters beforehand, but in terms of it meeting a whole new market, it is still a very new team, and it probably taps into more the international markets as opposed to the US market, because New York, that market's already sort of preoccupied with Knicks supporters. So, you know, this team's still in its infancy stage with regards to the fan base. Like, the Heat are far more rock solid. And they've got a culture to go with that. Like, they've had Pat Riley for the longest time. They've had Eric Spoelstra, the coach, for the longest time. They've got a number of long-tenured players and a good culture. Just, you know, a sort of team that you can really get behind. Yeah. Derek White lost the ball. Somehow we still don't have it. And they've called a foul. You're fucking kidding me. So now getting the basketball is deemed a foul. You gotta be joking, bro. I can't believe that. How do they still have the ball? Best believe if we turned it over like that or lost the ball like that, we're never raking it in. Tatum, 3 to shoot, gets into the paint, kick out, Hauser lets it fly, and hits. 23 decent seconds of defense, it don't fucking matter. It's actually embarrassing, man. Another turnover, bro. And no one collects it. No one even showed a bit of urgency trying to sweep it up. Hauser for another 3. He's airballed at the board by Bridges. We've got 5:20 left in the third. Can you believe it? It's only the third quarter. Oh my goodness. Bridges, the separation created. Watford, the drive. And the push shot is off. The rebound by Hauser. And I'll tell you what, the only thing worse off that could happen is that we get a fucking injury, bro. Bro, he's still got Bridges, Thomas, Finney-Smith all playing. If this... Oh my God, Cam Thomas airballed a 3. If this team... If this team gets an injury because JV's plays when we're down 40, that is fucking horrendous. And that is a real indictment of where we are as a franchise. I'll continue to say it. Accept that you've lost the game, bro. Accept it. Stop trying to save it. Bridges for 3 was open, and of course he hit it, but there was a foul beforehand. The amount of times we make shots, but it's all after the plays actually happened. Baffling. Honestly, yeah, medicinal. Anything medicinal would probably help right about now. Any pain relief. Just take some paracetamol and hope the headache goes away. Another 3-minute patch where we haven't scored. Watford sets the feet. He drives and misses. Like, the amount of times, right? Like, they've got this backup center in the game right now. And I don't think he's the most gifted player, of course. But he's playing within their zone system that continues to work. I do not know why he has not played Jalen Wilson more than, like, 5 minutes today. You've got players on a minutes restriction. Why do you play the players when the game's all said and done? And you don't play them when there's something to play for. Like, why the fuck are you playing Cam Johnson now, coming off the bench? Fucking hell. When you could have just, like, played him when the game actually mattered. I'm talking first quarter minutes. Derek White hit another shot. I know the Celtics are good, but they are beatable. And equally, we are not 41 point bad. We're just not. Bridges blows another layup. God. And now they've called a take foul. It's just like, this game could not get any worse, bro. I can't believe this, man. And they're still playing Tatum as well. Bold decision by Missoula. Tell the truth, what's in that drink bottle? Undisclosed. But it's helping me out, so I got to take more of a drink. Jokes aside, I mean, this is bad, man. This is real bad. Tatum misses the 2. I could not be any more depressed watching this. All I can do is laugh it off. Try laugh it off. And ultimately, that's all you can do, guys. All you can do at this stage is laugh it off. And I don't know who they're gonna put in the like, you know how they've always got like the press conferences post game and they throw someone under the bus to explain the loss. Well, Very interested to see. Very, very interested to see who is the guy that's going to have to be tasked with facing the media tonight. Because there is nothing defendable about this performance. White, another 3. Bro, how many is he gonna hit, bro? I don't know what his career high is. I'm gonna get that checked up because this is shocking, man. Thomas blows the layup. Rebound for the Celtics. Tatum to White, another 3. That one nearly went down. And Dennis Smith in transition scores for 2. Derek White's career high. Here we go. Derek White has only... His PB was in February of this year where he played the Hornets and he scored 33 points. And then 2 times in December of 2023. In December of 2023, wait, was it February 10th? Yeah. So in December, 2 times in about 2 weeks, he scored 30 points. And then he also had another game in that span where he scored 28. So in the first 3 months of the season, this season, he's gone and scored upwards of 25, probably about half a dozen times. And yeah, he never scored more than 26 in a Spurs uniform. Right now, I mean, that guy is going nuclear, right? He's already got 27. And if it wasn't a blowout, I reckon he actually would exceed the 33. He scored 27 in 20 minutes. So for points per possession, I reckon this would be one of his best games. But yeah, for the Nets, like, nothing's gone right. Literally nothing. Mikal Bridges is the only net in double figures. I don't even want to see the efficiency, but I'm going to. 4 of 12. That's honestly not as bad as I thought. Cam Thomas is shooting 1 of 9, bro. 1 of 9. Wilson has played 7 minutes. I don't really have any words at this point. This is one of the worst games I think I've ever watched. And you know what? The All-Star break couldn't come any sooner. They just had to give us 2 games against Boston before the All-Star break. To be fair, I'd rather it happen now, so then we can make the changes we need to in this 8-day interval where we don't play. You might as well let CT take the next 20 shots. I tell you what, he would take the next 20 shots. He wouldn't make any of them. Oh my god. It's actually embarrassing, bro. Oh my god. To think we've gotten outscored in this quarter. We've gotten outscored in this quarter, and the Celtics have actually scored the least points. The Celtics have scored the least points they have in a quarter, and we have actually scored the most points we have in a quarter today, yet we still have been outscored. I cannot wait for the Jacques Vaughn press conference, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot wait for it. And you know what? This gives me a little bit more urgency. A little bit more urgency to make the video about the Brooklyn Nets. right now. Gives me a little bit more urgency because, well, you know, change needs to happen. I don't know why every single one of the teams I support needs change to happen. Probably is just my luck, but it's crazy. It's just crazy, man. We've scored 53 points, bro. I mean, as I said, you have to cope with it somehow. If you can laugh, try to. Try to laugh. Try to look at it the funny way. Try to look at it the funny way. Because if you continue to worry about things being too negative, then, well, frankly, it's going to be miserable watching the franchise. Look at Pritchard still trying, man. I mean, Johnson got a chase down block, but it's just like, it's just embarrassing. 44 points down. And you were in the playoffs last year. Competitive my ass. Bro, you're 11 games under 500. It's going to be 12. Just nothing good out of this game, really. Nothing good. And the worst part is, we've got another quarter to watch. I just wanted us to be in the game. Fuck me, this is shocking. Free throws here for Boston. They've hit 100 points. Bro, we're 45 points away from 100. They've nearly doubled our score, and it's nearly three-quarter time. And they've scored 101 points. How have they increased the lead by 10? Oh my god, this is shocking. At least Dennis is sort of trying. Watford maybe as well, but three-quarter time and we're down by 40 fucking 6 points. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. And I continue to be gobsmacked. This team, as much as we are mid and we're just simply not that good, this team is not this bad. They're just not. They're just not. And look, you may call me delusional, but I don't care what you say. There is just no way a group of players like this are this bad. Defensively and offensively. Like, this is horrendous, bro. This is horrendous. There is no two ways about it. I don't know what's worse. The fact that we're allowing them to shoot basically, well, 55, 45, 90. Or the fact that we're going at splits of 32, 25. And the free throw number doesn't really matter because we're taking 8 of them. This is embarrassing. God damn. The minute this team sacks Jack Vaughn, I'm hoping it happens, the better this team will be. And it's not even because it'll be like the new manager bounce. It's far more than that. This team, simply put, is not 46 points worse off than the Boston Celtics. Primarily because we've had these situations before where we've competed against Boston for the best part of the entire game. And it's actually ridiculous that this is the final game. The final game before an 8-day break. Now we can't blame Spencer Dinwiddie. And we also can't blame Royce O'Neal. Fucking hell, dude. I want to see what people have said. Let's have a look at what you are saying. If you are enjoying the stream, if that is even possible, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well if you are new. I don't really know why you would want to tune into these watch parties with the way we're playing. But that being said, if you want a bit of therapy, I guess I can provide it to you. I guess I can. At least Sharp is going to be able to put up some threes. That's the second one he's hit. Because I'm also going to count the one where his foot was on the line. So, we'll be lucky if we crack 80 points. Now, there's been a couple occasions where we've been very close to being the worst team in terms of final score this year. But we don't have the Medal of Honor telling us that we've scored the worst in a game. Let me have a look at who just scored that bucket? I don't know. Bring back Royce. Vaughn out, man. Nets just need a change. Well, they shouldn't have fucking extended the guy in the first place. I remember seeing that news and I was just a little bit confused. That's that may have been a good extension provided that, you know, you were going to see KD and Kyrie for the long haul. But if you were going with the short-term outlook, that should have never been allowed to happen. Never been allowed to happen. Wilson on the outside, at least he's getting a little bit of action. He tries another three and that one rims out. Schroeder was killing it his first game. Well, he played the Spurs. Like, I mean, I enjoyed watching that game because we had a point guard. And well, to that, well, you know, in that respect, well, we did have a point guard that game and we still have a point guard now. The problem is, like, the minute we play a good team, everyone is clueless on this team. No matter how good you are. No matter how good you are. This team just, like, finds a way to, like, just be shit. Like, forget how to play defense. Forget how to play offense. Bro, it is a 50-point lead. 50-point lead. This is the worst, like, deficit scoring-wise I've ever seen. There's a lob for Bates Diop, who's playing a few minutes for the Nets here in the final quarter. I'd imagine he's probably going to get a full run at it in this final quarter. Yeah. There's not really, like, we will only see we'll only see so much, like, of the potential this team has gotten. These players are not hideous. They're not this shit. Like, they're just not. I just refuse to believe it. And I'm not in denial. This team is just, like, you have to be lottery level to lose this badly. This is what good teams would do to lottery teams. And honestly, we're playing like a lottery team since, like, November, December. Ever since Cam Thomas got injured, everything's gone off the rails, basically. Reset in transition, misses, but look at that. They've got 4 players queuing up to get the tip-in layup. It actually could be 60 or more. It could be over 60. It's bad. It's bad. Watford is off. Sharp, no. Like, the Hornets were in a similar sort of lull. They had James Borrego, or whatever his name is. They were just sitting mid-tier, and then they decided to get rid of Kemba Walker and just go play through the draft. And well, it hasn't worked out for them. But they've got some nice pieces there that potentially going forward could be nice for them. But with us, it's just like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. 65 points with 8 minutes left, bro. What a huge shot to cut the lead down to 48. This is where we need the Chris Paul meme. Chris Paul hits huge shot to cut the deficit down to 42. Day'Ron Sharpe hits 2 huge free throws to cut the lead down to 51. Fucking hell. The thing is, they keep making the right plays. Like, all their rotation players make the right plays. There's a turnover there by Jordan Walsh. I think the first game Schroeder played was because he had no experience with JV. Now that they've been together for a few days, he succumbed to the JV effect. Well, the thing is, that's a really stupid idea, because we know all too well JV doesn't, like, this team doesn't actually practice. So Dennis Schroeder has not had a chance to practice with this squad. Is anyone hurt? No. Thank God. I swear to God, if Mikal Bridges got injured because JV was playing him when we were down 40, what a fucking embarrassment that would have been. That would have been a fireable offense on the spot. Jesus Christ, dude. Voice crack. Like, bro, Peyton Pritchard is actually cooking. So no matter who's on the court, they're just having a whale of a time. Like, you see Boston, all their players are defending with effort. The scheme's in place. Every single one of their players knows what they're doing. Every single one of them. Defensively, the intensity is well up. There's a foul on Watford on the outside. God, this is bad. I actually think I'm actually laughing now. What just happened there? My headphones. I've actually taken my headphones off because I just like, I don't need to hear the telecast. This is bad. This is a very, very low point. Wow. And we've got a timeout. Just because they just want us to prolong our pain just a little bit more. I just want to see what people have said. Let's just have a look at what people are saying. The fact that the Celtics got Derek White for one late first rounder and a pick swap remains insane. Celtics absolute fleecing. You know, has everyone seen the let me know if you've seen this. Have you seen the Chinese New Year video on the Nets Twitter? That is an ultimate setup for these players every time they play shit. It's fucking hilarious how they keep doing that video year after year. No one has lost by more than 62 this season. And yeah. my God. That's crazy that we've won 6 games since we tanked the Milwaukee game in December. 6 games. That's crazy to me. And we knew when that game happened, we were like, that is just the wrong decision. You had Mikal, Royce, and Cam Thomas ready to play. You were ready to play. And we just, for some reason, threw the game. What the fuck? Did we challenge this? Oh my God. We fucking challenged it. We fucking challenged it. Are you kidding me? I think we challenged it. We fucking challenged it, bro. We're down 51 points. What the fuck are you challenging? Why would you challenge this? Oh my God. Bro, that is next level. When we need to actually challenge it when the game is in the balance, we fucking don't. And then when we're down 51 with 7 minutes to play, this team has the audacity to fucking challenge it. That is unbelievable. I can't believe it. This is unbelievable. Oh my God. I can't believe this. That is actually almost... That is nearly the funniest thing he's done all season. Up there with some of the mares he's had. That is the funniest thing, I reckon. You just can't make that up. You cannot make that up. He will challenge that. A fucking closeout on a 3 when we're down 51 points. I can't fucking believe it. That almost is the funniest thing I think he's ever done. That is so embarrassing. I cannot believe I'm still here, by the way. I think that is like... That's one of the miracles of 2024, to be honest. I don't think... God, I want to see the ratings. I want to see the ratings for this game. What was the I want to see what the ratings were in the fourth quarter, because you know the amount of people that would have switched off this game. These are one of the games where if it was on national TV, they would have actually removed the game from national TV because the game was a blowout. Because they've done that before with the Boston-Milwaukee game. Well, looking forward, I mean, if you are enjoying this stream, make sure to drop a like. I mean, if you could even consider yourself enjoying this. We will be back in a week, regrettably. But look, I do these watch parties. The main purpose of why I started doing these was because I needed like people to just chat with about the Nets. Because like, you know, there's like no one. There's like no one in Australia that supports the Nets, like that I know. So I just needed people to interact with. And I feel like these streams are, well, therapy for me as much as they are for you. I seriously need the ability to communicate with Nets supporters just purely because this team's unbearable at the, well, best of times, it feels like, this season. God damn. How long since we scored a bucket now? Well, I tell you what, we're actually going at a better rate than we were in the third quarter. Rejoice. We're going to score more than 23 points in a quarter. Get around it, but we're going to get outscored by a few points. My fiance and I enjoy your streams. That is great to hear. I mean, I've hoped that I could have made this as entertaining as possible. All things considered, we're down 52 points. I actually just like... Now I'm a supporter of... Like, if I was talking to people about basketball, like if I was talking to someone about the NBA, they'll be like, so, who's the team you support? And I'd be like, I'd either say, let's not go there, or I would say the Brooklyn Nets, in which the response would be from the person that I'm talking about basketball with, they would have said, oh, that team that got smoked. That team that continues to give up garbage time buckets to Peyton Pritchard. And I would have been like, yep. And I would have, and that person that I was talking to would have also asked, wait, was that the team that lost by 60? And I would have been like, let's not go there. Let's not talk about it. Let's just regret that happened. Let's just regret that's a part of history. Look, we have been smoked by Boston quite a few times. But Jesus Christ, this is bad. Why are all my teams shit? All my teams are shit, bro. We're closing in. We're finally in the final 5 minutes. For context, this game usually is done my time at about 2 o'clock. Right? At about 2 o'clock. Right now it's 1:27, right? That shows the lack of free throws and the lack of timeouts. Pritchard is literally just hitting practice shots like every single possession. I honestly think that guy's got 30. The Celtics have got 130. We haven't even cracked 80 points yet. I can't wrap my head around it, to be honest. The Nets reverse layup is, well, it's a foul. It's going to be Keon Johnson with free throws. And, yeah. Don't give up. Look. I mean, we're down 54, but there is 3.5 minutes left. Maybe we could get back into the game. If we just start scoring a couple of buckets, I reckon we may be in with a shot. A little smoky chance to get it done. Oh, we've made a free throw, so we've cut it down to 53. And if you break it down into seconds, we just need to score a bucket basically every 10 seconds and we'll be okay. Yeah. If you break it down like that, you know, we're going to be in the contest. I'm taking the piss. I'm playing with you. I'm playing. We love the accent. Yeah, taking the piss is literally one of the most bogan Aussie sort of phrases. Oh my god, they're doing fucking windmill dunks now. Look, I reckon with that basket, I think the game's done now. I saw with losing by 52, I thought we had a little chance, but I think the 54-point lead now is just too much to handle. I think it's the final nail in the coffin. And we've just been hit with the travel. I actually think we could have the lowest amount of points. I think we've got 5 points to get. If you are enjoying the stream, Every time I say that, I'm just like, how can you be enjoying the stream? If you are enjoying it, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you're if you're new to the streams. More so for therapy purposes. Yeah, more so for therapy purposes. We are going to do a video between now and when we play next. As you can see, the next watch party is going to be in 8 days' time. We will have a video up in the time before that talking about this franchise. Because this franchise, bro, just doesn't have any fucking idea. Like, no one has a clue. The fans don't have a clue. The players don't have a clue. The coach doesn't have a clue. The GM doesn't have a clue. Nothing. Clueless, basically. And we're going to do a video about it. Talk about the lull we're in. The mediocrity. Playing players a certain way. The schemes. There's so much to unpack. And probably not enough time to do it. But we're going to do a video on it. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay tuned for that. Because it's a fascinating discussion, this team. Fascinating discussion. Pritchard scores another step back too to get it back up to 50. And I believe the Nets have surpassed the lowest score by any team this season. So we yet again don't have that medal. Johnson to Bates Diop, and now Wilson 5 to shoot, gets into the paint. Runner is out. So 1 or so minutes to play. Pritchard has basically scored the bulk of their points in this last quarter, and it's actually worked a ton. Pritchard actually missed the layup, which is probably the most surprising thing that has happened aside from JV challenging a call down 51. Oh my God. There's another dunk. We're in the final minute of this game. And, well, it's fair to say that this has been the worst loss I think I've ever watched. To think that this time last year, well, actually just a little bit over this time last year, we had KD and Kyrie on our team. And now we're 12 games under 500. We've got a coach who doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing. We have a GM who actually backs him in. And ultimately, this direction of the team, I mean, you'd honestly need to, like, seriously, I feel like you need to go into some, like, forbidden temple and work out a number of puzzles in order to, like, find, like, a sheet of paper, like a slip of paper that has all the secrets to where this organization needs to go. Because no one knows the answer. It's, like, enclosed in some tomb somewhere in some obscure location. That's what it feels like. It looks like the Celtics are going to run the clock out a little bit earlier than usual. They're going to have to run down the clock twice because that's the way the clock is. But I'm just going to run it all the way out without the clock. Without the clock stopping, because quite frankly, nothing's going to happen in the next 40 seconds. We may jack up a shot, actually. And we miss it. So we're going to win this, or we're going to lose this game by 50 damn points. 50. 50 fucking points. 50 points, ladies and gentlemen. 50 damn points. Share your thoughts in the chat. This is a safe space. Please vent. Because my goodness, we have the whole night. We have the whole night to do this. Bro, JV, I will live for the press conference that I have to listen to in about 10 minutes. Because my God, if he says something, the same cliche fucking bullshit when you've lost by 50 points, mate, you deserve to be beaten up on the street because, bro, we've lost by 50 points. That is the worst loss I've ever seen. And I don't even think the 12-win Nets were capable of doing such a thing. Now, final quarter, we actually scored 31 points, but yet still got outscored. So that basically really tells the story. We'll have a look at the box score, but not for long because it's probably best you don't look at it. We conceded 22 three-pointers. That's even with their bench playing a crap ton. Peyton Pritchard had 28. And he played 31 minutes. Derek White scored 27. Tatum had 20. Porzingis had a great first quarter. They shot it ridiculously well, had 32 assists, barely turned the ball over, so it was basically a flawless performance by them, and they won by 50 in total, because, I mean, defensively they clamped us, but we didn't do anything to change anything. And ultimately, we had 2 players score 10 points. 2 players scored 10 points. Watford was one of those, and he didn't even play the first half. He ends the game with 15. We actually got a 3 added, I think. Doesn't really matter, though. My goodness. Where do you even begin? I mean, the shooting percentages were rubbish. That really is where it starts. The shooting percentages. And the threes and everything we gave up. Just embarrassing. To shoot at those percentages and ship off the points in the easy fashion that we did. I mean, there's just no other way to really put it in terms of saying that it was fucking atrocious. Really. They had 9 extra shots. They scored 21 more. They hit 12 more threes. Had more offensive rebounds, 20 more rebounds. Amazingly, we had 27 assists. In a game where we had 21 less field goals made, we only had 4 less assists. I don't know what that's saying, but ultimately, this team got smoked. This team got absolutely annihilated, and I think that would be actually kind to say. Jesus Christ. Remember when we bought Paul Pierce and Garnett? We've rebuilt 3 times since then. Shaking my head. Well, did we really rebuild? I don't think we did. We rebuilt once. And the time we rebuilt was when it was like the D-Lo era, almost. This isn't a rebuild. We've only rebuilt once since the Pierce Garnett era. And it's mainly because we've had no picks. We're in a really bad spot. If we can only beat the Spurs, well, Jesus Christ. The plus-minus total must be hilarious. I fucking sacrificed my voice for this. My God. Look, I don't even think we need to look at the box score. Let's just ignore it. And you know what I'm also going to do? I'm just going to casually just hide that. Beside that, so the Celtics didn't actually score. We've scored 86 points. And everything's good. We've won by 86. We didn't actually play a team today. We actually won via forfeit. So yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. 136 points. Where's that? I don't see it. I really don't see it. Yeah, so now what? We've got 8 days now to wait till the next game. It's just going to be pent-up pain, frustration, anger for the next 8 days because we don't have another game of Nets basketball to play. But yeah, look, I'm going to do another video, or I say another as if I've done multiple. I'm going to do a video about the Nets season or where they currently sit in a couple of days' time, so make sure to tune in for that. But look, no 2 ways about it. This team is in a spot of bother. I do thank you for tuning in because you absolutely did not need to hang around. But credit to you all for being here. Even despite the scoreline being so fucking ridiculous, 86 to blank, because we don't talk about it. Look, this has not been fun. It's been fun chatting with you all, and sort of we're using each other as therapy, basically. You know, chatting about the issues we have, how we're coping with the team. We're not coping well. Yeah. Look, that's all we can do. We can only stick together as a fan base. There's going to be a lot of Twitter discourse. I urge you to not get involved in that, because there's going to be a lot of people with, well, absurd takes. Some people probably have the right takes, but there's going to be arguments because some people have different disagreements. I just if there's one thing I preach, it's that it's just we all stick together, and just by talking about how bad we are, we use that as therapy, because we're not alone in our pain, basically. So I wonder if JV is nervous about his future. I honestly don't. I think he's probably being given the security by Sean Marks. I actually think he has, but I'm hoping that the next time we do a watch party, we're talking about this team with a different coach and a different mindset, a different direction, a fresh insight. But I wouldn't count on it. I would not count on it. So yeah, basically consider this now a net support group, and until things turn around, we're just gonna vent as much as possible. But yeah, don't try get into disagreements. Just agree that the team isn't good, and that's really it. That's all we need to do. Yeah, I'm done here. We will see you live in a week's time for Nets Toronto, and I will potentially, that video that I do is going to be obviously about the direction of the team. So don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to comment about this team. Feel free to chat as much as you want in the comment section about the state of the team, because quite frankly, I don't think anyone knows where this team's going. But what's your perspective? That's what I'm looking forward to hearing. But obviously, we're all going to have different perspectives on it. Anyway, make sure to drop a like on the way out. Subscribe if you are new. We will see you in a week's time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Always appreciated. Always a pleasure. But yeah, that's going to do it. Have a good one. We'll see you soon. Stay safe. Bye for now. Enjoy the All-Star break, by the way. We'll see you then. After then. Bye.